live. I got some important news.
All right, hold on.
I've been patiently waiting.
We are live. We are live now. I'm just letting you know, Chris. I hit the button, so we're live now. So is it something that you can discuss?
Yeah, it's important.
Go for it.
The Iranian Army, IRGC, and air defense forces are on high alert in anticipation of a surprise attack from the U.S. and Israel. That was 40 minutes ago.
Interesting. So, before we even introduce, we have a bunch of our friends, colleagues, etc. in here on Discord. I'll introduce, well, actually, I don't know if I want to formally introduce because they may want to, keep their, who's on here, confidential. I'm just going to protect privacy here. But we're going to have a group discussion, and I encourage chat on YouTube to participate. Of course, those on Discord. So I want to just say, because we've been having a conversation off the air, and I think it's very informative and important that everyone gets to hear the opinions of the individuals that are on with all of us right now. So I want to say, what's going on, guys? We are live.
Shalom, everyone.
Hello, Bill. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
But wait, we got to hear somebody that said they were fixing their microphone, and that would be the military wife herself, Tammy.
Hello.
There she is. There's Tammy. All right. So before...
Hello, people.
And Chaos is here. Moses, Dusty, Nina, Tammy. I'm going to have to look at all the people participating. Red Bull, Chris, Jack. And did I miss anybody? Stormtroopers is in here, but I don't know if he's actually in the thing. But there's a few in here. So continue what you were talking about. We were talking about Afghanistan. And that, to me, it was a bad experiment trying to push democracy into a region that would never accept a democratic type of government. Because you're dealing, to me, with a lot of tribal factions in something like this. And Moses was bringing up the point that that's something that we lost out. We lost on that. Because we were trying to do something that literally was impossible based on what was going on the ground with the actual people in Afghanistan with the support of the Taliban. Did I get that right, Moses, kind of?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, there's a lot of talk right now. There's a lot of rhetoric ramping up, stuff going on out there. I don't know. I've just started off everyone that's on the chat, and I'm going to sit back. I'll engage, but I want to hear a lot what you all have to say for once, because this is a global community, and I think it's important for people to hear all of your opinions and the great discussion that we just had on Discord. So basically, do you all think that something is imminent, that it's going to happen, that there's been rhetoric coming out that there is no way a deal is happening. It's actually coming from both sides that a deal is not possible. They're just too far apart. So do you think that something is definitely imminent in the next week, days, months? What do you all think? And I'm just going to sit by and listen to your discussion on this, all of you. Who wants to start?
I'll kick this one off here, Bill.
Go for it, Dusty.
I think there's enough water under this particular bridge. By the way, this is Dusty Witch, in case anybody is curious and just listening and not watching. I think there's enough water underneath this particular bridge right now to where people can safely assume that we're going to do something. Now, what scale that something is, I think, is yet to uncover itself. But something is going to happen at this particular point in time.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I will step in real quick. Hey, my name is Chaos, and I think that the signs are visible for everyone, and I think given to the public some informations about what's going on, no deal, and the movement on the ground, it's telling, because the public and the media can be played, but look at the movement. I don't think the United States of America moving almost so many assets in the region, almost 30, over 30% their navy is getting deployed in the Middle East. So that's telling, because it costs money to ship them there and let them sit there for nothing. I think we will see an attack sooner or later. That's still up to the stars to decide, or to President Trump or commander-in-chief here in Israel. But I think shit's getting hot, because in Israel we're getting prepared. Our front command giving stuff out for emergencies, what we need to have at home for a few days. So even the order was given out to the hospitals weeks ago was repeated to prepare for emergency shifts. So that's telling for me.
Well,
That's
Chaos,
my
you and Moses are on this call right now, and I want to hear what Moses has to say, but what would you tell the people of Israel now in the preparedness aspect? Like you said, you're on high alert right now, and
Yeah.
I would like to hear what you have to say in as far as giving advice to those that may be in Israel now and now to prepare now for an emergency situation that could come in the next hours, days, weeks ahead. But before you do that, I want to hear Moses' take. Moses, are you still there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Okay, so since Chaos went, let's give you a shot as another person that's living there in Israel. What is your perspective, your take on action? And also, I'll add to that, do you think that Iran potentially could strike first, or Israel could act unilaterally, or do you think this is going to be a joint exercise between the United States and Israel, which is what I believe? Give us a little insight of, what your thoughts are on this.
So, they told us to be prepared. And right now in Israel, there is a panic buying. People just panicking, stressed on, the days to come. And they told even in hospitals and clinics to get ready to work without electricity and communication, which they had emergency meeting that took place a couple of days ago, and even today. And people here in Israel, they're getting prepared. They're saying there is less food, there is less water, because of the panic buying. Because many people just right now they're getting ready themselves to a long war. They're saying could be this war can take place maybe a week or weeks or even more. But this war is gonna be ugly, in my opinion. It's gonna be really bad, and yeah, we're getting prepared.
All right, I'm just getting word from Discord that Belarus is mobilizing for something. I know this is. Go ahead.
Bill,
Go ahead, Chris.
sorry to cut you off, but we just had an EAM item of the 15. That is a tactical EAM going out to anything.
So Belarus is mobilizing?
Yes,
Is that confirmed?
that's confirmed. They are mobilizing.
Oh, that's just crazy in itself. Right now, what's going on? I wonder what's going on in the region. All right, so I'm gonna mute because I got a call. So keep going, guys. I'm just gonna step aside for a second.
I think it's hard to say to the people in Israel or for the outside, because as Moses said, many people getting anxious, getting scared, a bit panic, and I think my advice is just follow the guidelines, from the home front. Just be safe. Look at each other. Try to keep calm, even in a high stress situation. And I think we are more than prepared, even without war, to handle that tense time again. So, yeah, and if you need help or something, just try to talk with people. Distract yourself from stuff. Don't listen too much to all the noise around. Just wait and be prepared. That's all I can say without going into too much detail. And I think we're going through that. Like every time. Hey, Kermit. Thank you, Carla. Moses?
Yes, sir.
I think that's all it's needed for everybody else.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
I don't think more it's needed to that.
Right.
And before we continue with the talks, sorry to hear what you went through. I'm sorry that we are coming too late at this day. So, yeah. And if you need something, just hit me up.
No problem.
Hi everybody, this is Red Bull here. I just wanted to ask Chris, could you repeat that bit of news, please?
Oh, yes, Belarus is mobilizing troops, unknown of why.
Could somebody kind of unpack that little bit of information for those that don't probably understand what that means?
Well, it could mean everything, you know. If they are getting prepared, maybe they are getting prepared to help Russia with an attack on Ukraine. We don't know. So, Chris, if you hear something, just let us know, please.
Hi Kermit, fellow UK buddy.
I think somebody needs to monitor the chat too, because so many mods are in the voice call at the moment.
Yeah, I'm going to mute myself now and I'll check it out.
So, yeah.
Hi Kermit, fellow UK buddy.
And if you guys having, in the meantime, some questions about what's going on or stuff like that, or anything else you want to know about Israel, I think Moses and I can answer something. If he is still around.
Besides that, for people out there that are currently watching our chat here on YouTube and the various channels, we have the comments coming through that show you the link to the Discord. If you're interested in joining us in the Discord, Red Bull just posted one link, and I'll be posting another one. I believe they're to the same Discord. I'm not too sure. But if you want to join in on this voice conversation, then there's nothing that you have to do other than log into Discord. The only thing that we ask is that if you log into Discord, please use your actual YouTube screen name. So that way people who are looking on screen and in Discord know the person they're talking to. That way we don't confuse you with somebody else, okay? And this goes out here to Bill. Bill, is there a way that you could probably pin either Red Bull's comment or mine to the top of the Discord list there? And, or not Discord list, but on top of the YouTube page? And see if we can get people to go ahead and click and maybe join in. Now, Belarus notwithstanding, you know, we still have our talk here with Iran and what's going on there. Now, I'm going to make a statement here. I I disagree, Moses, with a little bit about some of the things that you've stated regarding, whether or not the United States is won, lost, or is completely indifferent when it comes to activities that have happened over in the Middle East. Personally, I believe that we haven't lost anything. It's not us who lost; it's the people that we helped out who lost. They didn't know because we failed them. We failed them in educating them what democracy is all about. It's not just as simple as you get to choose who you want to lead you. You need to understand that there is a process of democracy. You need to understand that there is a responsibility with democracy in understanding what it is, what's going on, and how it works. It's not just a sit back and allow it to happen kind of thing. There's actually a process that's involved, and it takes education, and not only education, but it takes time for people to understand exactly what that process is. And we didn't give the people of Afghanistan or of Iraq a really good taste of what that process was. I mean, I don't know how literate the people are in Afghanistan or Iraq, but I'm assuming that the literacy rates probably aren't as high as they are in other countries around the region. And because of that, not saying that these people are stupid, illiterate doesn't mean stupid. It just simply means uneducated in certain things. And I think they're illiterate on civics and the responsibility of civics and what it means to actually be able to vote in people and represent you and what that means in the long term. And when people don't know things like that, what they do is they typically go back and rely on things that they've known in the past. They go to people and representatives that they are sure of, that they can say, yeah, we know how that works. And sometimes they go back to what was poisoning them in the past, not because that's what they want, but that's because what they know. And it's something that they think, well, now that we've dealt with it the first time, they know better than to do it again, instead of understanding that it's more like an abusive relationship. Just because somebody knows they're an abuser doesn't necessarily mean they're going to change and become better for it in the end. I don't know. Anybody else have anything to add on to that maybe you might disagree with me or agree with me?
I would put something in between your statement and Moses' statement, because I disagree on some points too with him. I think it's hard to understand why people thinking the United States lost in Afghanistan, because I think the mindset from outsiders, because you are not living there as an US citizen or whatever, but I think it's just a bad planning with the withdrawal and stuff, not listen to your agencies, but I don't think it's just a loss from a war. Because I don't think it's that, because the Taliban taking over the country very fast, because many people are siding with them. That's true, but not everyone, because some people and many people switching the side because fear for punishment or for something. So that's something you need to count in if you're talking about Afghanistan or the Middle East or every other country facing people like the Taliban. So fear is a factor. That's not. That's just a fact on the ground. So I don't think you lost the war. That's my.
Yeah, this is true. Now, did we have a really bad idea of how to pull out of it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that was a shit show and a half. That's completely obvious on that one. We screwed the pooch on proper withdrawal. I mean, all that build up to get all that equipment over there, and we just left it. We left it for whoever may concern. And unfortunately, that was the powers that be that came back in again. Now they get all that high tech equipment.
Yeah.
there is
Moses, are you
some
still there? Are
weird.
you still listening? And
I just got a weird phone call, and we're gonna have to look at the. He told me that there was a something that the president was discussing on Air Force One. I have to find this because you guys, this is crazy, and it's on fire right now on the net. I'm gonna just go a little back. This has nothing to do with Iran. Okay, this has nothing to do with Iran. Allegedly, former President Obama was on a podcast, and they asked him a question related to extraterrestrials, and he said aliens are real. Okay. Now, someone,
Bill, I sent you a copy of that the other day.
yes, but now check this out though. The president was asked on Air Force One by a Fox reporter about it, and he said that's confidential. Obama's in serious trouble. What the hell? I've got to see this. I've got to see. And a lot of the questions were regarding Iran, but allegedly, this is what the president just told me. A Fox reporter asked him that question, and that was his response. So I don't know what the hell's going on, but there seems to be. Is that a slip of disclosure by saying that's classified, and Obama's in serious trouble? Is that like admitting that what Obama said was true? I don't know, but this is on fire right now. That was that call. It was UFO disclosure related. That's why I was like, whoa. I'm just saying. That's what just happened. And I got to find the gaggle because we should definitely listen to the gaggle. But I'll let you guys continue, but I just want to explain what was going on in the background. Go ahead, guys. I'm sorry.
The word was by Moses, I guess.
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
here.
Moses, you were up there.
I'm here.
It's bad there, bud.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I agree and disagree. Humbly, I'm agreeing humbly and disagree humbly. I will say I will agree humbly, like on the way that Dusty, which said on, yeah, they're like, illiteracy. They do not really educated enough to know about or tasted about the democracy. I agree with you, but again, if we'll see by the reality and by the how they thinking, in Islamic way, they're not really looking for democracy. They're going by the Quran, and only they want that nobody will touch them and nobody will say, hey, you guys, you're not going to oppose what we're supposed to do, because if you guys you will do, then you guys you will going to taste the sword. So they always will come with the sword. Is it even happening in Africa, in the Middle East, and now it's also taking place in Europe, also in the Scandinavian nations as well. And even many of them are saying they want to make America as an Islamic nation again. Not again, but this is their goal, to make America an Islamic state. But we know many in America will fight for freedom if it means by actual war against Islamic, and I know it can take place. But many nations right now they fall into, I don't know if it is transformation into Islam, or because we have to be really careful on you know or even me, I have to be really careful the way I see it, because I can be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but through the history, the what I saw through the 9/11 when it took place, and then they went against Iraq, and then they went against the Afghanistan. We see over there they're saying, well, yeah, you killed us, we killed you. You buried us, we buried you. And many of the soldiers died. And now You guys are saying you don't want war, and this is true. Many of American people, they went to the election and they won the election because they do not want war. They want to stop the war. They want to have, not to be involved in other nations when other nations fighting each other. Everybody knows that.
Well, Moses,
And now
one of the
people will
things
look.
that I think a lot of people misunderstand when it comes to the United States is, we do this because we're chartered to do this. We don't want to end up being the world police, but we are the world police. Somebody
Exactly.
has to
I
do it.
know
Somebody
that.
has to, and our country hates the fact that we are the world police, but
I know.
somebody has to do it. Somebody has to be ultimately be responsible, and we've chosen to be the big bad when it comes time to do it. You know,
And I understand. I understand. I know. But other nations, they're like, hmm, okay. They see it as a fear of maybe Americans they do not want war anymore because they're losing it, because I see it from different perspectives. And I see what you're saying. I see it very clearly.
mm-hmm.
Because this is how democracy works. Everybody, okay, the Senate, and everybody, okay, voting if it is necessary, if not. But if something happened, I know they will go on war again. But this is not, they do not want. But about Afghanistan, I would say again, humbly, this is where United States lost the war. And this is it will be the first time in history. I know it's hard for other people to accept, like how this mighty nation lost the war against the Taliban. Also, the Soviets, not only American but also the Soviets, they lost the war against the Taliban. So
I
it's
think
not
you're
only
misinterpreting
America.
the
It's not
activities that
only
have taken
America.
place, Moses, over win or
Oh,
lose
yeah.
compared to current status. The United States didn't lose to the Taliban. The Taliban was virtually eradicated from
N-
power and
No,
position.
that's
The
not
only
that.
reason why they are even in a position currently is because when we pulled out, we did so without giving the people a solid education on the dynamics of um, uh, free voting. Okay, we didn't give them the skills and the tools that they needed for democracy, and we left a vacuum. We didn't lose the battle. We gave them a void in which they refilled after the fact. It's like going and treating a cancer. You go in and you treat cancer with chemotherapy, and it goes away for a while, but then you stop with the chemotherapy and it comes back. You didn't lose to cancer. Cancer decided to reassert itself. And that's the same thing I believe is happening over in the Middle East right now when it comes to Afghanistan. Now, you and I are differing on our opinions of that one because,
I,
we both agree that the Taliban is back and then they're back in power. But at the same token, I think you and I are disagreeing on what that means in the end game.
right. And I'm not disagree with you again on the fact that, yeah, they didn't got any education and they filled the void. No, that's not the issue. But the issue is, yeah, it was at what, 20 years of war against them. And even again, I'm not talking about only in America, but also the Soviets. The Soviets came and declared war against the Taliban. The Taliban said, okay, let's go, let's fight. And guess what? They were doing guerrilla warfare against them. And that's how literally also the Soviet mighty nation fall as well too to the Taliban, because it
Well,
was the
let's
first time, even in a war, in a battlefield. Yes, it's everything is documented. Even the Soviet Union lost the
Moses,
war and they
let's take a
knew
look at that real
exactly what's
quick,
going on.
historically speaking. Okay, when it comes to
Yes,
the
sir.
United States and the Taliban before the U.S. went in, and it was Russia against the Taliban. we were actually supporting the Taliban at that
The
time.
Taliban. Right, I know, against the
Okay.
Soviets. I know
So
that.
when the Russians were having trouble with the Taliban, we were using them as a proxy
The
to
proxy.
fight a war. We were supporting them during that time. Now, if we hadn't, then there's a very good and strong chance that they would have been eradicated a long, long time ago. But we were bolstering them by giving them weapons and training and money. Again, I don't want to say that you're wrong with anything. I just want to make sure that if we're going to talk about history here,
History,
let's make
yeah,
sure
we
that
have,
that
yeah,
we
we're in the
include
same page.
everything and consider the whole thing.
Right, and we're in the same page. Right.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you on that. Absolutely. I
all
know
right.
about,
I
the
don't, because
propaganda.
I opened up my big mouth about this extraterrestrial business. Here's what the president was asked on the plane. I just want to play it quick, get it out of the way. I know there's more important things to do, but this is.
Going through the process of getting on, they have to get legislative, but don't want to be on. I would love to have China and Russia. You need all persuasions, no discrimination.
Something that got a lot of attention this week. Barack Obama said that aliens are real. Have you seen any evidence of non-human visitors to Earth?
Well, he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that. You know?
So aliens are real.
Well, I don't know if they're real or not. I can tell you he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that. He made a big mistake. He took it out of classified information. No, I don't have an opinion on it. I never talk about it. A lot of people do. A lot of people believe it. Do you believe?
Huh. What the hell was that about? He said
crazy.
it's classified information. He should have never done that. He said it twice, and he doesn't have an opinion on it. He never talks about it. He said Obama made a big mistake there, revealing classified information.
Hey,
I mean, am I reading
can
too
I-
much into this? I mean, really? Go ahead.
Bill?
Yes.
it's Nina. I'm so sorry I'm interrupting you.
No.
But in the chat, in the Discord, Kermit just posted a very important thing about the Ford. So maybe the alien talks are a distraction from Trump. He's good at that, so we won't think about the Ford. So please look at it, okay?
So I can confirm what Kermit said. Me and Dusty were following this last night, saying how we think it's a lot closer. It's confirmed that it is really close to Israel. So now we just wait.
Wow. I didn't mean to take the conversation of what we were supposed to be talking about, but I found for what I do for a living, because it's back part of my background, and it's making the waves right now. His comments about a lot of people are freaking out right now in the UAP field. I'm just saying. That's why I brought it
Yeah,
up.
but it's connected. It's connected, Bill, because he deflects them like
Guys,
that. Just
yes.
to make us
Can I
look at
talk
another
real
thing.
quick?
Go ahead.
My laptop died. No power, and that's why I'm at my private one right now. I heading soon towards the office to work, and if something popping off, just let me know. I will respond to that later. And have a nice stream. Take care, guys, and
Oh, I
be
love
safe
you,
out there.
Chaos. I love you,
No
Chaos.
problem.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Chaos, get some rest too, and spend some time. You know what I mean? Take
Yeah,
care
I
of yourself.
try. I
Take
try,
care
bro.
of yourself.
I will.
All right,
Bye, brother.
Chaos.
Listen, please,
Bye.
Please be safe.
I try my best, brother.
Okay.
We
And
need,
send me
you know,
message.
as an Israeli, you got my back.
You got my back too, bro.
So,
Take care, Chaos.
hey.
So
So-
you were gonna say something about the Ford's position? Chris?
Yeah, both me and Dusty have been following it. The last night they were saying that it was just now entering the Med, but there's rumors now saying that it's getting pretty close to Israel.
Okay.
Oh, but the Ford is not supposed to be close to, like, I know it was close to Spain, and it was like and then
Moses, but you can't. The source. There's. All right, I'm gonna be honest. You can't really. At this time, sources are all over. They're gonna say where the actual fort is, where it is, or where it isn't. But I believe that it's close to Israel. I honestly do.
Yeah. Well, we were when we were talking about that last night. We were also stating that the cruising speed for the Ford is about 60 kilometers an hour, and according to the distance between the Gibraltar and Israel, it was what was it? Roughly
2 days, I believe.
2 days. Yeah, 2 days travel. So by today, it's probably somewhere about halfway, maybe 2/3 of the way to Israel.
Don't mind me. I'm
Unless
looking.
you can't hear me. No.
I'm looking for news while you guys are having that discussion about it.
How about now, Linda? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you, Dusty.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just looking at chat right now, and Linda was saying that she couldn't hear me, so I didn't know if maybe it was something that some of my hardware was failing or what was going on.
Okay. I'm looking at chat as well, but I'm also looking for some news.
Yeah, Smokey. Now, one of the other things that we were talking about last night too, besides Chris and I, but Bill and I were also talking about this. You know, I really don't. My personal opinion is that the Ford is not going to be going down the Gulf to join the Lincoln. That would be a tactical mistake. You don't put both aircraft carriers in the same area. You know, you separate them logistically and so forth in order for the best operational effectiveness, and that may actually be diverting the Ford north into the Black Sea, which is, believe it or not, actually closer to Tehran than it is if it goes all the way down through the Gulf.
Yeah, but would you want them that close to Iran and be that vulnerable in the proximity from the north? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, and it would give Iran a two-front war too.
And if the Black Sea, you also got to think about Russia. Russia does have warships in the Black Sea.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a report here, and I don't know if I'm just reading it. U.S. Air Force is turning to Sofia Air Base in Bulgaria into a staging area for attacks on Iran. There are 6 tankers there now. That's what I'm reading. I can't confirm it. I'm just based on what I'm reading. That's the bad thing about this when you see this stuff, to try to vet it out. But that's a report that's just coming in now.
Yeah. Sorry. Open source intel. The Ford is likely to be deployed initially near the coast of Israel to defend Tel Aviv and other Israeli cities in the town. That comes from New York Times.
That makes sense to me.
That
That does
it
make
makes sense to me as well, because
I want you to take a look at where Bulgaria is compared to what I was just talking about when it came to where the Ford might end up parking. Bulgaria is on the left-hand side of the Black Sea as you're coming in from the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Just right across the strait from Turkey.
Because there were reports that I was going to get there by Sunday, but you can't believe all the reports you hear.
Yeah, by the weekend or early next week.
Well, that's what I heard.
It could be in the that says it could be in the Mediterranean by then, but did it not flag up yesterday, like just out of Gibraltar, just going into the Gibraltar Strait?
Yeah, it was off of Morocco.
Yeah.
I mean, again, that's what we're seeing. I think it was Marine Tracker, or it turned it on, because somebody mentioned as you enter the strait, they have to turn it on.
Now, I want something. I'd like for you guys to consider something else here, even Chris here. Now, think about it. If we move the Ford into the Black Sea, okay, to conduct exercises in Iran. Look where the Black Sea is compared to Ukraine. Right along the bottom of it.
So what
are
do
we
you think?
telling Russia if we park the Ford over here in the Black Sea near Turkey, so that way we can have effective strikes into Iran, and we're having soldiers that are building up in Bulgaria. What are we telling Russia right now if they decide that they want to go ahead and try to play hardball and support Iran in this situation? What are we telling them about Ukraine?
That's a really good point.
We're saying
That's a really
we're
good
saying
point.
that we have an effective force that can go ahead and come in and support the Ukrainians and push the Russian Federation back into Moscow anytime that we want to, and then on top of that, we can still deal our strikes to Iran.
In that case, why
You're
wouldn't they
talking
move
about-
a third carrier into the Med then?
Who says they're not?
Exactly. Exactly. It's a lot to ponder. It's a lot to think about. Because I believe Chris mentioned earlier that they're mobilizing in Belarus. What the hell is that about?
Now I believe they're probably mobilizing because that big old exercise that's going on in Finland, I believe.
That makes total sense
Yeah,
to me.
they gave out summons as well in Belarus, if I'm right.
That makes sense.
Started taking people out of work for deployments.
Wow. So
For
the
military
reserves, and so to speak.
Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. There's so much going on.
Maybe Russia's getting ready to invade the Baltics.
Right now, with their hands so full in Ukraine, I don't think they're going to invade anything other than their own backyard. And I'm trying not to be funny on that one, but I mean, very seriously, I don't think Russia's got the ability to project much power anywhere right now.
Yeah, they can't start a second war for themselves. There's no.
But this can all be part of the 4D chess because they know that we're going to go into Iran.
Well, you're right, Bill. It is exactly what it is. It is definitely part of the major chess game. There's a lot of shit that's going on that we don't have any clues about, and there's hold no bars behind it. We don't know.
Does anybody know? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nina.
Sorry. I just have a question because me and Bill and one more person last night talked about the 100 jet fights, Charles Gripen, that Sweden was producing for the Ukraine.
Okay.
Do you remember did you listen to it?
I don't know if I was monitoring during that time or if I was busy doing something else.
Okay. But it's already signed, but it's not delivered. So how fast do you think they can produce 50 planes? Because this deal was signed in the end of 2024.
Wow.
Are they new planes? Is it for a contract for
Yes.
new planes, or is it just a contract
Yes.
for planes?
Yes, Josh Gripen. So they got an order for 100, but maybe 150 in end of 2024.
I would need to
But
do some
then
research on that
after
one.
that, it had been quiet about it.
Mhm.
So maybe I'm thinking maybe an offensive with the Ukraine with their new planes. I'm thinking, but
So you think it could be related, is what you're saying?
yes,
Okay.
guessing,
Could very well
speculating.
be. I just don't know enough about the situation to make a good solid comment on it, to be honest with you. Neil.
I'll
I'm sorry.
post an article in the chat. Okay, thank you.
Awesome.
Yes, I just want to address a question in there. K10, former Navy here. You know that in Mar-a-Lago they have a situation room, so to speak, as well. I'm sure they're all traveling together. The Secretary of State, Secretary of War, all his, the people that are close in the administration. They are definitely, because they had a meeting yesterday over Iran. I'm sure, if he's, I don't know, is he heading to Mar-a-Lago? I don't know where he is right now because I wasn't really focused on that. But I'm sure they have all the people that need to be in that closed circle close to the president right now. I would assume that to be the case. I mean, it makes sense. If that's very close, press secretary and very close to Mar-a-Lago. I don't know. There's so much things going on. I mean, you have to also keep an eye on China with Taiwan. Got to keep an eye. I mean, could all kinds of shit break out at the same time? Is that even possible? What do you guys think? If we're so enveloped in Iran, would they think about doing something else because of that? Would they make a calculated risk like that? I don't know about that. I'm just wondering.
But the
Yeah, I
question
think
again
there's.
is, what's the end game going to be? Go ahead, Nina. I'm sorry for the interruption.
Oh, it was Red. Well, I was just excuse me, saying that there's so many unknowns right now.
I don't know.
You know, most of us are just armchair quarterbacks in this one here, but we're doing the best we can to translate the information that we have through our own experiences. You know.
Well, also, you can't, like I said, everything you see posted on X or social media, you have to take with a large grain of salt or a pile, because they're going to throw out, both sides are going to throw out stuff. Iran is saying, like I'm looking at some of their media outlets, their propaganda arm, and they're saying, we're not going to agree to anything the United States from Geneva. United States we're too far apart. They don't see nothing coming from this. You see so much, and then on the other side, you see other people that are more optimistic that there could be something going on in the next couple of weeks. It's like, it's really hard. It's really hard to get a finger on the pulse of what the hell is going on, because otherwise, it's just a waiting game to see how this plays out. I honestly cannot sit here and say I could predict. I don't think any of us can. It's all speculation, assumptions. But based on the buildup and based on this new rhetoric that's coming out, it looks things are getting more tense. It's going up. It's not coming down. It seems like it's increasing on the rhetoric. So, and it's dangerous because any misstep, any miscalculation could spark this. I mean, this is dangerous to me.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
you're right. We were talking about that yesterday when it came to that No Town. You know, if they were doing missile testing, actual missile testing, if something would have even actually happened and gone just a little bit astray, we could have taken that as a preemptive act against the United States and launched everything.
But there was a 5.5 earthquake.
Exactly.
Is that
like, notwithstanding, but you know that fear was still there for everybody. I mean, we were all glued to our monitors for what, 4 or 5 hours.
Yep. And nothing happened really as far as that corridor. Not that I know of.
Nope. Exactly.
But then there seemed to be a 5.5.
Here's something to consider too. I wonder if that 5.5 was a gas leak.
Oh my God. 10 kilometers below ground.
Yeah.
But again,
you don't get to use it above ground.
For the public, it's an earthquake. Were there any aftershocks? Did we look up USGS to see if this was a natural earthquake?
I posted that actually in the chat. I posted a picture of what the waveform looked like from the USGS, I think it was, and what a nuclear waveform looks like on top of that. And I don't know how far back it is, but it's somewhere in here. Oh, here it is.
And good evening, everybody that's watching on YouTube.
I'll see about reposting it again. But yeah, you can take a look at it. And it does not look like a natural earthquake.
But that could be an earthquake to everybody in the public, but subtly that's a message saying, look what we're testing.
There you go. Go ahead and take a look there in Discord in the general chat, and you should see.
We're having a
Just
different
posted
kind
it.
of a thing right now. We're having a community chat with those on Discord and hearing from other people their opinions. You're all welcome to come and join if you'd like. We're doing a little something outside the box, and we're getting the global community that's on, the different people that participate in that chat room. Their names may be familiar to you if you're here often. Dusty, Witch, and Moses, and Chaos, and Nina, Tammy, etc. So just to hear what other people have to say, not just what I have to say, but what other people and their opinions are. And I believe in everyone having a voice. So if you'd like to come, if you have Discord and you'd like to participate in the conversation, you're more than welcome to.
I have to say, as an Israeli citizen, in Israel we're waiting for the meeting, security meeting, on Sunday. After they canceled the meeting, so I predict there will no attack day on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We have to wait for the after the meeting.
That makes sense, but that's also, I mean, you can't discount the possibility that if Iran feels or thinks that there's an imminent attack of them, they may strike first. They can pull all plans out from underneath and do something which I don't think will happen, but you gotta be on guard for all possibilities. What we want may not necessarily be the case. That would be optimal in that kind of scenario, but you also have to consider Iran is a wild card. Iran is a wild card. It's use it or lose it. They know they're going to get pummeled. They know something's coming. That's the thing that concerns me a lot.
Yep.
So, but I understand your point that they would wait. But then again, by that being out in the public, that could be a ploy to say, okay, everybody thinks it's not going to happen till after Israel has the cabinet meeting, or after the president has the State of the Union. But that in itself could be part of 4D chess. It makes sense exactly what you said to me, because they want to have that cabinet meeting and get everybody on board and get everyone the background on what the plans are moving forward. It makes total sense. But at the same time, I question everything. I have to. Who knows? But that's a great point, what you made, though. But I wonder why they pushed it from tonight, it's already late in Israel. Is there any explanation why they said it was pushed to Sunday? Does anybody know why they rescheduled for Sunday?
I don't know, but they preparing discussion about a situation that Iran could attack for Israel and American will attack Iran. This is a classified meeting, very classified.
High level.
With several commanders from the army.
Well, that makes a lot of sense to have that kind of a meeting with all those top officials and generals and commanders, etc. That makes sense to me. They want to go.
But I have to say there is many ministers that they are out of the meeting. Netanyahu didn't include them on the meeting. I don't know why, but maybe there is a reason. Maybe because very classified meeting and you want to keep all the things inside the meeting and no, that things will not go out to the press.
And it may not just be the press. It may be they're worried about some people that may give information over to Iran.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to protect that, that because there's been word of that. In any kind of scenario, you always got to be considering where you could have spies, double agents working for the other side. So they're keeping it just like the president. He keeps his inner circle very close. Netanyahu's doing the same thing. He's keeping the people that he thinks he can truly trust and have those meetings with those personnel. And the president here in the United States is worried about leaks going out to Congress members, and they put it out, leaked information out to the press. So it's understandable in this situation to have that kind of high security and keep as minimal amount of people in the need to know that you can without the risk of leaks or worse, is what I'm saying.
And there is Iran can attack before Israel and the US, and that's why they are giving everything the meeting, and they always preparing for this scenario. They know Iran can attack for Israel and US.
Well, we have other Israeli friends on with us here. I don't know if I'm saying it, Mayor. I don't know if Moses is still here, but Chaos was here earlier. And I know that you're all right now on high alert and at the utmost preparedness for an emergency. And I pray for all of you there. I pray for the people in Iran. I mean, this could, there's a lot of serious concerns here. And we had the conversation earlier that a lot of people may not take this seriously. You really have to be concerned about a dirty bomb, and it doesn't take much for a dirty bomb to be impactful and do devastation. We have to really be concerned of the unknowns here, and that is something that really has me thinking is a possibility of some kind of a dirty bomb or something like that.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen. That's why I'm like, when we see even on the news, right, to take everything in with a grain of salt. Just making sure, hey, let's really see on what's going on and just calculate all the possibilities what can take place. And that's why it's very important to be on guard always and be on alert always. It's a bomber, yes. Do we want to be on alert 24 hours? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I believe the war will happen eventually. It will happen. It's a matter of when and time. Maybe they're just finalizing stuff, and then who knows if they will fire a preemptive strike or us. It's one way or the other. Everything can happen.
I would say this. Jeff made a comment. When did Iran become such a feared military? Look at what they're capable of doing to their own people. What do you think they would want to do to the people of Israel? You don't think
already this October 7th? Yeah.
I mean, but if they know their days are numbered, that they know that they're about to get obliterated, they're about to get pounded, I don't think that it's out of the realm of logic that they would love to see Israel go down with them. And they're going to do everything they can to harm and destroy Israel by any means that they will, because you're talking about some seriously sick-minded people. Look what they've done to their own people. What do you think they would do to the Israeli people? Oh my God. That scares me. That's why I think about it. That scares me. It doesn't take much. It's not about their fear military. I fear what they're capable of doing. And do they have the ability to create that scenario, which I don't think anyone can answer with a definitive answer, yes or no. And that should be alarming.
On what Iran capable? Oh yeah.
I mean, with a dirty bomb? I mean,
right, of course. They can do that. Absolutely. Absolutely, they can do that. But many, even the people here, they're saying, no, they're not even, they're not believing on those stuff. They're not believing on those scenarios, just happen in the October.
They don't want to. They don't want to. That's why they don't want to think about it.
Many of them, even in the people of Israel, none of them they think this is gonna be happen of October 7th, because they're saying no, Islamic is good. We need to help them. We need to do this. We need to do that. But guess what happened? They're feeding the monster for many, many years with money, over and over from Qatar. Look, yeah, and then it's happened.
Yeah, I mean,
because they didn't calculate what the possibility could happen when we're feeding a terrorism. There you go. For many years, they're buying peace with money, giving to the Hamas money for many, many years.
I
And
mean,
what
Let
happened?
me
go
let me
ahead.
shift gears a little bit for something here. There's a topic I've seen come up a couple of times here in this chat room, and I want to go ahead and get other people's opinions on it, if it's all right with you, Bill and Moses.
Oh yes, of course, brother. Go ahead.
Now, let's see, who's it there's just saying this? Talking about sleeper cells in around the world here, and I just saw. Here we go. Mom Knows Best is talking about, don't know about you guys, but I'm getting a very unsettling feeling about who's already here, like sleeper cells being activated. Okay. Now, Bill, what is your feeling on sleeper cells? How do you feel about it? Moses, how do you feel about it? I mean, I'll give my opinion on it, but I just wanted to bring this up that, it's a concern that people are having, and I just want to get your opinions on it.
From a person who lived in New York City for many years, dealing with 93, that was the first attempt. The coal, 9/11, and all the threats that we endured in New York City when all that was going on, and the way they've been here for decades. And yes, the border may be more porous than ever before the current administration, but I would be very freaking concerned if I lived in a big city where they're going to try to inflict as much damage as possible. The only thing is, they know if they do something like that, they're going to get, it's going to even be worse than what we already have but nobody's going to take responsibility, whatever could happen. I am very concerned. If I lived in New York City right now, in Manhattan, I would be very freaking concerned right now. I would. Because you got to remember, the FBI, the law enforcement agencies of this country intercept so many credible threats that we're not aware of. Because I speak to a lot of people on this. And it happens all the time where they're stopping terrorists from actually carrying out something. Thank God they're able to stop it before they're able to, to commit these terrorist acts. I would be very freaking concerned about sleeper cells in the United States. I'm not saying it's widespread. It's targeted to whatever they're focused on, but I would be freaking concerned. That's just my own opinion. Moses?
They have the ability, of course, to send people to the US and terrorist attack. But
Go ahead, Mao. Go
I
ahead.
think it's very limited. What, Moses?
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Mao.
I think it's very limited. They have the ability, but they have more ability to hit Israel with ballistic missiles and the terrorist attack. And if they will, the regime will collapse, they will launch everything. Will send everything Israel, because they want to destroy us. They all the time. So it's very concerning. But Israel is preparing for scenario, and I don't know if if you are in more safe than Israel, of course, but they have limited ability to hit New York. They have only the ability to hit the people of New York with terrorist attack and missiles, of course.
I mean, they've actually stopped quite a few. I remember not too long ago in Times Square, there was an incident. I mean, but like I said, they're going to try to harm as many people in a dense populated area, but that doesn't mean they don't go after water supply. And I'm not trying to be paranoid, but I mean, I'm concerned. I'll just say simply like that. I am concerned. And people might try to say, there's nothing really to worry about. I mean, come on now.
No.
This is not an overnight situation.
To address a question that's also coming up in the chat here, for those folks who hear the term sleeper cell and don't understand what it is, these are people that are either sympathetic to a foreign nationality or ideology and are put in place into various other countries in order to perform acts of sabotage and subversion when called upon. They're basically spies in waiting to do something when they get the order to do it. They don't do it right away. They try to blend into the society to make it look like they're average members. In the Cold War, you would have sleeper cells of Russian agents in the United States, and they would look like your average everyday neighbor. They would act like the average everyday neighbor, and they were programmed to do things like blow up dams or to sabotage electrical grids or things like that in times of when they got activated. That's what a sleeper cell is.
And it's scary. And yes, Israel. That's why when we brought up the carriers, it makes total sense to put the carrier in the Mediterranean, because that's going to act as another defensive shield for Israel. You have Jordan, and you know they're going to target Jordan. You know they are, because they know that's where a lot of our assets are now. But Jordan is that line before it gets to Israel. But we're creating another defensive shielding, so to speak, for Israel on the incoming. I think that's going to be its main role, as a defensive posture to protect Israel. And yes, it can actually act offensively as well. But I think in general, I think that carrier is going to play a big part in the defense of Israel. That's just my opinion. But boy, oh boy, it is very scary. I have to tell you, it is scary. I don't know how you can't be concerned. And they're going to hit, like I said, I live in upstate New York. Town is population of 2,000. Do I expect them to do something up here? Not likely. Highly unlikely. I think they want to impose as much significant impact of damage. Whatever their objectives are, they're trying to do it at the highest possible impact. And that concerns me. It does. Moses, what about you?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nina. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Or whoever that.
It's Red Bull.
Red Bull, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I do have major concerns regarding the Jordanian people, because they are right in the middle. So, and I don't think they get mentioned enough. I mean, they are right in the middle, and they're probably living just as much on the edge as everybody else.
And just like here we have our concerns, you definitely have your concerns in the UK. I'm sure they have major concerns in Europe in general, all over, of the possibility of jihadists. Because you remember, they did say, all of Islam, this is a holy war. An attack on Iran is an attack on all of us. Because they have said those statements in the past. In recent past, they have made those statements. And Hezbollah, Iraq, the Houthis, Lebanon, they're all in on it. If you attack Iran, we're going after you. You know, so that's a major concern. It's a major concern because you got it from the east in Israel, you've got it from the north in Lebanon, and you got it from the south from the Houthis. And that's just to name a few. So, I mean, Israel is a major concern in defending Israel against all this, all these threats. And, I mean, I just hope, I pray to God, I really do, that innocent people on every side, that we don't, it doesn't get out of control, because I'm really worried about that. In Iran, in Israel, the region, Jordan, you name it. And of course, the military men and women are our armed forces, of course. So there's a lot here. And we mentioned this a few times. Once this starts, there's no going back. Whatever happens is going to happen. And it's going to be a lot of things that are not going to be in control. And that's what worries me. That's what really worries me, is that the unknowns. You know, we just don't know how this is going to play out. So I don't
Look,
know.
the situation in the United Kingdom is very concerning me, because there's a lot of Muslims immigrants there, and they will be attack the people of UK if UK will involve the attack in Iran. and there is a high probability that Iran will trying to attack United Kingdom bases around the Middle East, or of course the bases that connection to the United States. But the situation in the United Kingdom very concern me. Very concern me.
Moyar, that's
It's a
why
big problem. Bro.
that's why Starmer made that comment, because he knows what kind of a threat he faces inside that country from Islamic extremists. He knows it. He knows it. And I think that played a big part of it. And somebody said it earlier, appeasing fear of what could happen in the UK. I think that has a big part of to do with his thinking. I mean, I don't see any other rational way of thinking about it. He's seriously either fearful of what could happen in the UK with their involvement in this, the repercussions.
And money.
You know what I mean? So you got, I mean, Red Bull, you live
He's
there.
on his way out.
Go ahead.
Nobody wants him here. He's putting literally all of his own people right now at risk. And in our kind of daily news, local news, everybody's trying to force him out, and he just won't leave. And there's no other reason that I can think of apart from money.
Mm. But do you you're there in the UK, and that's why we always say people that are on the ground. It's one thing for people on the outside to make an opinion or comment on something. We don't know. I don't know. I can't speak with what's going on in the UK. But from your own personal perspective, do you think that, I mean, you've known what happened in the past, buses and all subways and everything that goes on in the UK. Are you really concerned about this thing that we're talking about right now with the sleeper cells in the UK?
Yes, massively. And I think everybody is. There seems to be more and more immigrants coming in every single day, to the point where, you know, personally, like my son, like he won't go out at the moment. Buses, major knife crime, young girls being sexually abused.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot, and it seems to be getting worse and worse every day.
I'll ask you this, because I am not a person that likes to make judgment on everyone, to stereotype a certain people or ethnicity. Do you think it has to do a lot of the vetting, the background, looking at the individuals who they allow into the country? Because I think that's a major problem, is seeing who these people really are. What is their history? What are their connections? And I think that has a lot to do with it too, the vetting process. Or you're just allowing anyone to come in without looking at the backgrounds of any of these people. There has to be a process where you can do as much as you can to vet these people. And I don't know if it's perfect. I don't know if there's such a thing as a perfect situation. But you have to do your due diligence, that to whoever comes into whoever's country, you have to make sure that you're looking at extensive background checks, their history on social media, whatever it is. There has to be more extensive investigative research when you bring people in from the outside, because you truly don't know who these people are, just like we were talking about sleeper cells. And I think that's a big problem across the board, even definitely here. That's why they're trying to do things here in the United States. It's not because they're picking on a specific group or anything. It's just, it's needed, because you don't know who's coming into your country. You just don't know. And that's a major concern. At least it is to me.
Yes, definitely. There don't seem to be enough vetting at all. And I just want to say, of course, that I'm not stereotyping anybody. There's good and bad in everyone, every race, every religion. And it's not just men either. There's been reports, and it's been on the news, that, you know, these women in the hotels have been, like, there's been protesters everywhere to kind of get them out, because the women illegally here, they get put up in hotels, and they was trying to pay the men, the workers, the English workers, pay the men to basically sleep with them to get pregnant. and that's a very true story that we've seen on our news.
I mean, and a friend of mine in chat, and it is pretty much across the board. It's almost general. No, Bill, the problem is totally lack of education and morals of the boat people invading the UK. So that's what someone said in chat. You can't even evict war criminals in the European Union. So I don't know. To me, that's a separate issue that we're all going to have to deal with. We do, because if this happens,
Bill.
Go ahead.
Part of the situation is it's not just in the UK. That's one of the biggest complaints that I have, at least here in the United States as well, when it comes to illegals crossing any border, is that they bring their culture with them, but they don't want to assimilate the culture that they're coming into, and they say they're fleeing from some problem or some perceived issue in their foreign country, yet they bring those same issues with them to the country that they want to come into. And I don't know if they realize that sometimes or not, but they don't want to assimilate. I mean, my mother is Korean, okay, and she came through the naturalization process and went through the whole shebang, okay. And part of what she had to go through was making sure that she understood English. She had to know American history. She had to recite the Pledge of Allegiance, and there's a bunch of things that were necessary in order for her to become an American citizen. And people who are coming illegally, they're not doing that same thing. They're not coming through learning the laws. They're not coming through learning the history and learning the language as a necessary portion of coming across. If they did that, then there wouldn't be so many problems.
And Frankie, if you can, just mute your mic because you were bleeding through the audio when Dusty was talking. So everybody that's on, just mute your mics when you're not speaking because background noise is going to create issues. That is Dusty Witch in chat cluster speaking right now. In chat. On the voice call. So that's who was speaking, Dusty. So I don't know.
Hello?
Go ahead. Who's that?
Nina.
What's up, Nina?
I'm good, thank you. For everyone that doesn't know, I live in Sweden but was born in Iran. So when we came to Sweden, we lived in a little town, about 4,000 Swedish people living in it. And we had family, but in the bigger cities, like 3 hours way to go there. So they couldn't control us girls, so me and my sister. So we was brought up like the Swedish people, and we were free to feel like that, be like that, and assimilate. But when we went to Gothenburg, the big city in the west, our family were like, "Oh, you're Swedish. You have become Swedish. You're not like us." And the guilt trip on that every time we were with them for 20 years. So they won't let the women be Western. And also in the cultural, they hold on to something even harder than they did in the home country. They weren't so Islamic or religious or whatever in Iran, but when they came to Sweden, they hold on to it and make it even more hard. If you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So that's because they get really stuck to their identity and try to hold on to something that's not there anymore. It's about that.
But if they're going to, if they're going to another country, are those people, are they leaving the country because of what they were going through in Iran, and now they're going to another country to seek peace and freedom and get away from what was going on in the country, or are these just?
Now we did that. We did that because they were after my father. My uncle fled over the mountains
Wow.
with a donkey
Wow.
to Afghanistan, and my other uncle was in prison for 4 years. So they were after my father. So we came to Sweden. We were like that. We were like that in the beginning after the revolution and because of the war between Iraq and Iran.
Mm-hmm.
But the ones that come now, I don't know. I don't know what their minds are. You know, it's hard. It's really hard.
So do you think they're just trying to go into certain locations throughout the world just to spread what they believe in?
Yes, yes. It's always there in back of their mind. Not all of them. I believe that the women want to, you know, and the thing is that all the people that came from Afghanistan went first into Iran, got radicalized, and then they came to like Sweden and Europe. But only the boys, only the men. It's only the men that comes, and they don't get wives or Swedish girlfriends because they don't get it. They're not the alphas, right? So they do crimes and all of those. They get frustrated, and the testosterone, you know.
It almost sounds
It's
like
all of that.
it almost sounds like they send people into certain areas of certain countries to keep the radicalism going and threatening the people that left for whatever reason other than the support of the regime to traumatize them, to threaten them, to intimidate them. It almost sounds like they do this on purpose to have those individuals there, the radical individuals, so they can so I don't want to say this in a bad way, but to keep you all in line, the ones that left. You know, it is. I'm not surprised. When you tell me this, I'm actually not surprised that they would.
No, I'm confirming, and also it's like this is like biological. What do you say?
Biological.
Yeah, warfare. Just like the fentanyl and the opioid crisis from China is chemical warfare.
It's also psychological warfare.
Yeah.
It's to torment you. It's to torment those people that fled.
And it's from Russia and Soviet and communism. It is.
That is, but
It is from them.
But Nina, you're in peace, obviously, in Sweden. You're okay, right? Over there with your family. It's when you went to the big
the regime has done that. Our identities are like half or split, or you know, you see, we're not whole. We're just, a lot of us is just coping. I don't have any contact with a lot of my family because of the frustration that not having an identity.
Wow. But I mean, you said you come from a small, populous area. That's where you live right now. I don't want to say come from, but that's where you reside now. It was when you entered the bigger city where you noticed this. But where you live right now, are you at peace?
Yeah, my life is as good as it can be.
Okay.
But it hasn't been easy. No one's life is, but think of, we came to Sweden, and they thought that we were the Islamic Republic of Iran. They didn't know about our history, no internet, nothing. So everyone thought that we were radical. They called us Taliban.
They're judging you. They're judging you without knowing you. That's the saying, book by the cover.
Yeah, even the teachers didn't know about the revolution and all of that, what we were before, and our values. And we were Heil Hitler on in school every day by neo-Nazis. So it's been a fight, of course. It's been a hard struggle.
I hate to say it, but I've been just as guilty of that in the past. It hasn't been until very recently that I've actually considering that Iran has been anything other than a Arab country. I mean, very literally, up not until very recently did I know any better, and now I do. As a matter of fact, I had to correct my daughter last night. She came over and we were talking about Iran's past and so forth, and I had to correct her, saying, "No, Iran is not a Muslim state, regardless of what people tell you. It is a Persian state that has been taken over by the Muslims, but it is not a Muslim state." And she wanted to debate me on that one. It's like, no, I know people that live over there, but I've been just as guilty of that in the past. It's been the worldview since, the mid '70s that Iran has been the bad guy, because that's the way all fingers have been pointing to it for the longest time. So, I'm just as guilty as everybody else until just recently.
Oh, Dusty, it was really, really humble of you to even say that. Thank you.
This is what this is also I said it yesterday with Bill in the conversation, and I told the history of Iran that they got literally hijacked by Arab Saudi Arabia came over there preaching their Islamist and turned and they conquered Iran from within. And then they
Thank
took
you,
the
Moses.
and then they took the Zoroastrians. They raped them. They killed them like how they did to us in October 7th. So
Yeah.
Their interpretation, though, from their perspective, would be they united the people, but it was a conquest, and it's either you abide or those.
you will be killed.
Exactly, exactly. That would be their interpretation. They united everybody. You know what I mean? That would be their interpretation. They were bringing people together. Meanwhile, it was the opposite. It was conquest, abide or die. I mean, that and like we were talking about this yesterday with King Cyrus, the Jewish people, the Second Temple, liberation, the liberation by the Persians of the Jewish people. I mean, people don't know the history.
Even I told you that too. And guess what? And this has happened. Those are facts.
Facts.
Yeah, because we can look what's happened in history, and we can, fact check all of the, the history that it took place, the events that took place. And guess what? It's real.
But they want to erase that. They want to erase that.
Well, it's the Islam. It's not the people, but it's the Islam.
Yeah.
Even what's happened even in Saudi Arabia, there is when we've been through Sinai, there is still when Moses went through over there, biblical stuff. They raised some of the history on purpose. Even the people of Persian, they will say there is no such a thing Palestine. There is no such a thing Palestine.
Oh.
Even the Persian people, they know about it, and many people they will say no, but there is a Palestinian people. No, those are Arabs. Those are tribal people, and came from Tunisia, from Morocco, from Egypt, from so-called Jordan or Syria or Lebanon or I would say Saudi Arabia. Why there are many of these so-called Arab country. What is Arab means? The people of the desert, and Arab means also Saudi Arabia. Arabian, it's located in Saudi Arabia. So where this conquest came from Saudi Arabia himself.
I'm just reading everyone's comments. And Smokey put something interesting that didn't catch my attention. I know this is maybe a little off topic quickly, but he said that there was an issue, an Iranian I don't know, Smokey, is this confirmed? An Iranian Air Force aircraft was involved in an incident during a nighttime training mission in Hamadan province on Thursday, leaving one pilot dead while the second survived. That could have been some kind of a training mission, but that's what Smokey.
shit, the war.
Yeah. I mean, things do happen.
Yeah,
But
and yeah,
yeah.
that's what Persians, they're not Arabs and they're not Muslims. Persian, they're Zoroastrians, and they're being conquered exactly the way that whole Middle East being conquered by Islam. And like also Afghanistan, they're being conquered by Islam too. That's why they're being the way they're thinking. This is their way, as Dusty said. They had no education, and that's why. That's why they do not have the education. But back then, they had education. Back then, they had freedom. That's why I mean, Dusty. Like I'm not disagree with him, but I'm just giving him the perspective the way they see it.
Yeah, Moses,
And that's why.
I agree. And it's not that people are purposely being ignorant. I think a lot of it has to do with being educated on the different, the history. So that's why I think it's a really good idea that we're having this conversation with everybody to
Well,
educate
but
people.
this
I mean, I've
conversation
learned
is
so much
good.
myself.
Yeah.
One of the things that really got me when I look back on history, and we're talking back into some pretty ancient history, if it wasn't for the Persian peoples and the people of the area out there, we wouldn't have algebra today. Algebra was invented in that part of the world. Some of our astronomical observations and abilities that we have today, some of the things that we know about, were found in that part of the world. Some major contributions to human society came from that part of the world, and it's amazing how far it fell in just a short period of time, and it shocked me because it's like, how do we go backward in time, and then all of a sudden somebody comes back and corrects the narrative and says, well, it's because the people that you think were there aren't the ones that were there all the time. They've actually come in fairly recently and took over and claimed that they've been there forever.
Yep. And that's what's happened. Yep. With many of the countries, even Egypt. Back then, Egypt was cultic. I think I don't know, Coptic Christians. And guess what? Islam came, took it. They took it.
By the way, the Wall
There
Street.
were freedom. Yes, there were freedom. They had freedom, democracy. Yes.
By the way, the Wall
People
Street
wanted-
Journal. This is
Yes, go
coming
ahead.
from this. I didn't mean to interrupt, but the Wall Street Journal.
No, no,
This is someone posted it on Discord News. Trump is considering a limited initial military strike on Iran to pressure Tehran into accepting his terms for a nuclear agreement.
And this is not good. I don't think he knows what he's doing.
I don't know about a limited strike. I don't agree with that.
Someone posted it on Discord News. Was considering a limited initial.
I can hear an echo, so whoever's doing, you have to mute your mic because we're getting an echo. But yeah, that's I think that's just I don't necessarily believe that. I'm just saying. I didn't mean to interrupt you guys. I just wanted to get that out there because
It's good. It's good. It's good that you are saying thank you. Thank you, Brother Bill.
and
But
thank
yeah.
you all for being here, and that includes those in chat. This way we can have a civil conversation, though I always say it, agree to disagree, but I think it's important to have a conversation amongst all of us in this way. I mean,
Yeah.
it's good. I think it's a good thing that people and hear what your experiences are, Iranian, Israeli, because like you were saying this before we came on. It's one thing to talk about it, but when you're there and you experience it all your life, living under those conditions, whether you're in Iran or Israel, what you've all endured since pretty much many of you, your birth. I mean, I look at my own life and I'm blessed to be here in the United States, and the freedoms, though we fight for our freedoms every day. Two, we fight for democracy every day. And I can't even relate to what you all have gone through, and your families and your friends and everything, your neighbors, what you've all gone through, for some of you, all your life. You've never had that peace. It's hard for me to, I don't know if anybody could relate to what I'm saying, but it's hard to comprehend that. You know, I've had my issues living in the city at times, but it hasn't been constant. It's not like you have to worry about bombs or terrorist activity or being killed on the streets when you go out. I mean, we have crime here, don't get me wrong, but what you're enduring, I mean, I can't even imagine. And my heart goes out to all of you. It truly does. And that's why it's, you know, it's important. It's important to do this. You know, it's important.
Bill,
Yes, Tammy.
Bill, could I say something?
Of course you can.
I'm Tammy. I'm a military wife, and my husband right now is in the Middle East. I have been going through this all by myself, no family, and I found out through Dusty there was a place that I could go. I went, and for all the military wives out there that are in this predicament, and even for the moms, you need to go to a support group, a military support group, where they know exactly what you're going through and know what's happening. And you can sit there and talk about how you feel. You can sit there and cry if you want to and not feel ashamed. And for the other women, the military wives, you have children and you have friends or family around. Take your children to your family for a night, and you women go out and have a ladies' night to get away from the kids and all the stress and just have fun. But the most important thing is the children. They know exactly what's going on. You don't have to say a word. They have ears and they know. And they'll come and they'll ask you questions. Don't be afraid to answer their questions. But make sure you have activities for them to where they can go to and do to keep their minds off of this and to just love them to death. Because they're going to need a lot of love through this time. And I'm not going to lie to you. There's a lot of stress, anxiety, and fear with someone that you love so much that's in a situation like this. It affects you. You don't think it wouldn't affect you. It does. It affects you physically and mentally. You think sometimes like you're going crazy and out of your mind. I, myself, started getting my days mixed up, my weeks mixed up. I started to dream about war. Last night, I fell asleep. I woke up in a nightmare. But I went back to sleep. And I had a nice night's sleep. It's not going to be easy. It's hard. And the military wife has one of the hardest jobs on this earth. And I'll tell you something, no civilian woman could handle it. They couldn't. Not with all the things that we go through. Because I don't even watch the news anymore because of it. Because you're constantly carrying your phone with you at all times. I carry my phone with me at all times. I have the charger next to my bed. I put my phone on my pillow and sleep with it in case I get a call, which I hope to God I never get. And it's hard to explain what you go through. And then when it's time to go to bed, you can't look at your husband in the face and tell him, "Good night, honey. I love you." All you have is just a picture to look at and tell him. Or when he calls, you get to talk just for a few minutes. I cherish my phone calls from him. But I made him 2 promises before we ever got married. I would never disgrace the uniform he wears. And I would never disgrace the flag and the country that we both serve. And I've kept both those promises.
God bless you, Tammy, and your husband.
And I'm very proud and honored.
Bill. It's Francis here, Frankie in the chat. My dad got killed in Aden in 1966. He was an army man. And get over it. You never understand why they die in a foreign land, fighting a foreign country. You know, it happens. I mean, Tommy, my heart goes out to you. He does. My son-in-law is a captain in the British Army, major in the British Army, and he's just been sent over to Cyprus. Whether they're going to be involved or not, we really don't know, but worrying when he had to go to Iraq and Kuwait, places like that, and you just pray to God that they're going to come home, and that's all you can do. You can eat yourself up if you just worry all the time. I mean, me and my sisters, when my dad died, it was hell. It was awful because we hadn't seen him for a long time anyway. And then to be told that your daddy's never coming home again, that was just awful. So my heart does go out to people, that especially military wives and children who go through this, because since 1966, I haven't had a dad, and I never knew him. Not really. So yeah, it is an awful thing. War, awful. But getting back to what you were saying about with the UK, gets me is all these pro-Palestinian marches every week and all this lot, and they're asking for Sharia law. I think Sharia law, you wouldn't have the right to protest. You wouldn't have the right for women to work and do what they do. Just ignorant, blind to what they're asking for. And it's always that saying, isn't it? Be careful what you wish for. I worry. I worry for my grandchildren. I worry for my great-grandchildren. This country that I live in, that I'm so proud to say I've lived in, that I'm not proud of anymore. It's awful. You can't even say anything in case of fear getting arrested. I mean, my family are always telling me, you're going to get yourself arrested if you're not careful. I just you have to speak up. You have to say, no, but it is what it is. UK is just literally going down the pan, and we need to get Starmer out. So sorry for putting.
No. Do not apologize. I mean, I'm actually a little affected about what both of you said. And that's what I mean. You know, many of us, like Tammy said, if you're not in that position to be a military spouse or related, you can't relate. You just don't know what their anguish is. And like you said, I can't imagine the not knowing and dealing with that every second, every minute of the day. And that fear of that phone call, Tammy. I mean, my God. And when was the last time you spoke to your husband, Tammy? Are you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I spoke to him last night.
Oh, good.
It wasn't long. It wasn't long. It was just short and sweet. But I don't mention anymore about being prepared and what's going to happen because he stops the talk.
Yeah.
And then I switch it quickly to something else because I can sense when he's starting to get nervous. And he knew I had to go to the doctor this week. And he asked, that was the first thing he asked. And I told him, I said, the checkup was fantastic. I'm in good health. And he says, oh, thank God. I am so glad you're healthy. And I said, and I lost 7 more pounds. And he goes, oh, wow. He said, I'm going to have a brand new teenage wife when I get home.
See, that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do.
So I got him calmed down. But when he was in Afghanistan and wounded and in the hospital, he got mad at the doctor and they couldn't get him calmed down. And they called me to calm him down. And all I had to do was just tell him to calm down and do what the doctor said and just talk to him. And his buddy called me back and said, I don't know what you said to him. He said, but he has calmed down. He said, only you could do it.
Wow.
And I mean, we've had our ups and downs and our good times and our bad, but the good times have always outweighed the bad. And I know that he knows his job. He performs it good. And if he wasn't needed, if he wasn't good at his job, they wouldn't have called him, they wouldn't have sent him. So I know that's part of military life. You have to go with the flow. You never know what the military is going to do from one day or the other. But I'll tell you something. Yesterday, when I was talking to you guys, I broke. I really did. I broke for the first time in 2 months. I sat on my bed and I literally started to cry.
You have to let it out. You have to let it out. It's the best thing you could do. Let it all out. Really, you have to.
And then what was funny, he never asked me anything about our cat. And he asked me last night how our cat was doing. And I said, well, he got a promotion and he's got a job. And he said, what's that? I said, his name is Sergeant Romeo, and he's the patrolman and the guard of the house. And he started laughing. And he said, why? I said, because everywhere I go, I said, he goes.
Aw.
He said, when did he start doing that? I said, after October 14th, when I got home from the hospital. He said, oh, man. I said, and I'll tell you something, honey. I said, he sits, I mean, he's sitting right here on the carpet in front of the kitchen door watching the door. He watches the front door all the time. And he sleeps with me. And he knows all I have to do is tell him that daddy is in harm's way, and he'll start going around the house and meowing. He'll be searching for him.
Did you ever put your
And
husband
then-
on the speakerphone to say the cat's name and see how the cat reacts? Have you ever tried to do anything like that?
This is the first time I've ever had a speakerphone in my entire life.
Well, you got to do it. You got to do it for him. You know?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And he was I got him to laughing last night because I knew he said, honey, what do you think about this? I said, honey, I know it's coming soon. And he got real quiet for a minute and he said, me too. And that's when I started changing the subject and going on about the cat and stuff and got him to laughing and that. But if I'm not strong and I'm stressed out, he's going to sense it.
Yep.
And that's going to cause him to lose concentration on his work. And it's going to either cause him to get wounded or killed. And I don't want that to happen. So I try to change the subject real fast. And you were right, Bill. Humor does come into this.
Just
when
put
it's
in a minute.
chaotic.
Can I just put in Tuesdays on in 40 minutes?
I'm sorry, I stepped
Yeah,
away.
go ahead.
What's going on?
Say Tuesdays on in 40 minutes.
Oh, okay.
There's a fighter jet and the van's gone down or something.
I was reading about it right now. It says Iranian F-5 pilot attained, this is how they're putting it, martyrdom after his jet crashed during a nighttime training mission in Hamadan province. His co-pilot survived. The cause for the crash is currently under investigation. That's what they just put out.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's what Tuesdays talk about.
Yeah.
And you know, another thing for military wives is if they're home during the day and they have nothing to do, just go out, take a walk, or just like I did today. I took the city bus and went up to the U.S. Cellular place and got my phone fixed so I could talk on chat.
Do you know what though?
The reason why that plane crashed in Iran was because it's older than God.
For real. For real. I wonder where they got the parts to keep it going.
Probably from the other planes that crashed before.
Oh my God, Dusty.
That was a good one, Dusty.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
But you know what? You have to, and somebody mentioned this, in the chat, I don't know who it was, but on the basis they have that for the wives to come together, wives clubs, or husbands. Yeah. I mean, it's not just men, it's men and women, the spouses. And they, you know, they have that where they can all come together and they can relate with each other and have fun with each other. That is so important. But like you said earlier, don't let this be bottled up. Don't get stressed out. You have to find a way to release it. You know what I mean? Let it go. Another thing too, what I do, like I use humor a lot. Like keep the conversation, like lighten it up, make it fun, make it like laugh, so it reduces his stress. You know what I mean? Like make jokes.
Yeah. That's why I changed it, right? That's why I changed it right away last night to the cat.
But I mean, it's still difficult. Go ahead.
And Bill, my cat knows every time he calls. Because when I say, "Hi, honey," that cat's right there at my phone, nudging my hand and licking the phone.
Can you take pictures and send to him?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to take a picture of the cat with you. Do some fun stuff and you could make like little jokes, like make a sign and have the cat sitting with you. Miss you, like write on a piece of paper, "Miss you, honey." "Hi, honey, we miss you." Something like that, just to make him laugh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's something I'm capable of doing, but I come up with some wild ideas. But you look, no matter what, you gotta try to reduce your stress, because, like you said, he'll feel off. He's gonna feel your stress. He's going to sense it. So
yep.
Like you said, you have to be strong for him and definitely for yourself. And you know what? In a matter of time, you'll be back together, and it's coming. God willing, it's coming soon. For the both of you and for everyone out there that has. Cats are smart.
The one thing I want to convey to other people out there is I've conveyed this to Tammy, and I want other people out there to understand, especially if you're a military spouse. It doesn't matter if you're an American military spouse or foreign military spouse. You all need to come together in what is called the chain of concern. Just because your husbands have a chain of command does not mean that the wives don't also. The wives need to come together in a support group and keep each other informed. It's very important. Support each other. You are the first line of support for each other. And, you have to understand that if you're waiting for somebody else to pick up the pieces, it's never going to happen. You have to be the first person to pick up the torch and run with it. Those of us who are here, who are former military, we understand that. We're going to help you with that.
Yep.
We're going to do what we can because, once military, always military. And, we support you, but you have to let us know that you need support. Don't hold it inside. Don't think I can soldier through this. No, you can't. You're going to be able to do it for a short period of time, but you're not going to do it by yourself the entire time. So let us help be your support group. If you don't know where to turn to, message me on Discord.
There you go. I mean, we're all here to support each other. So I think that's important, and I think that's definitely something that people are agreeing with that I see in chat. Somebody, I don't know if it was Becky, open source intel, Iran in a letter to UN Secretary General. If attacked, all bases, facilities, and assets of the hostile force in the region will constitute legitimate targets in the context of Iran's defensive response. The United States would bear full and direct responsibility for, and it's a big letter, but they officially submitted something to the UN Secretary General. Just saying. So that's what's going on behind the scenes. And thank you, Becky, for putting that in there, that you grabbed. So thank you. And there was an EAM. Go ahead.
In the letter, sorry, it's Nina. Short message. In the letter, in the down text, it says something about nuclear weapons, but in the beginning it's just blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, it's something about nuclear weapons and war in the region, and it was dated the 18th to the UN. So read the lower part, okay?
I'm gonna do it right now. Um, I'm sharing it on the screen right now. Oh yeah, this is definitely recent because he just talked about this. So where do you see the nuclear?
Hey, people.
Wait a minute. I mean, when so it's UCM imposed against the Iranian nation while on reciprocal basis addressing ambiguous readings its peaceful nuclear program in order to reach a mutually acceptable result-oriented solution fully consistent with the recognized inalienable rights of all state parties to the Treaty on the non-proliferation of nuclear weapons. I don't get but they're not like they're talking about nuclear. Can you find the UCM, the big letters, capital letters, UCM?
Oh, Bill. I remember you told me what I think about the sleeper cell. Are you there? Dusty, are you there?
I am, yes.
So I think you said and Bill said, right? Like, what is my opinion on?
Yes, I was asking that earlier.
Yeah. So I will say this: sleeper cell it's something real, and people needs to take into consideration of when is a war they can use their agent to sabotage and to do bad stuff to cause havoc to people and to civilians and to the home front command. So I would say people when it comes to war and when it comes to also to terrorism in the land, people needs to be really careful because those things it's real. Even when the October 7 happened here in Israel, even in my city, in Sderot, I'm very close to the very close to the Gaza Strip, and I'm hearing all of the jets and explosives and bombings, artillery and tanks when we dropping the bombs. I'm hearing that all the time, and I used to. And when the October 7 happened, many of so-called, Palestinians, Arabs, from Gaza, they worked in our city. They worked as a municipality, cleaning and this and that. But we knew, even me and my mom back then, we spotted them recording with their phones to gather intelligence. And many people in Israel they didn't know about the sleeper cells here in Israel. None of them. I don't know even if the Mossad knew, the Mossad agents. I don't know even if they knew about that. But surely, me and my mom, we knew about it. We saw how they're taking pictures of where is the police station is, and certain buildings, and where is the center of uh, the center where many people are gathering,
Mm-hmm.
where is the food, or food, even if it is a food bank or clinic or hospital or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they took pictures, many of it. They were communicating while they are working.
Well,
And
Moses.
if people they see that, please call to the police. Where you
That's
guys
what I was
living
just gonna
in
say.
America? Call the police immediately. Explain what you guys are hearing. Even report it. Go to the police department. Give them the whole information and tell them exactly what you guys you saw. Because
If
the
you have to take
more
a picture of a picture, take a picture of the guys taking the picture, so that way you have something
right,
to give the police.
right,
You know.
and people needs to see it and needs to be aware of their surroundings, because if not, god forbid, god forbid, it will be exactly the same that happened in our city.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure people be aware. Even it doesn't matter if it is your neighbor. Make sure, if you guys you do not know those people, okay, see and look what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And not to be in paranoid, or no, just be calm and collective. See what's going on and call the police and the sheriffs, even the army. No, it doesn't matter who. Call and say and give the report.
Exactly.
I don't mean to
Tell
interrupt,
them
but I got to step
exactly
away for
what's
15
going on.
minutes. I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And that's why it's very important, because when the attack happened, they can initiate and they can do rampage, slaughtering without mercy. I'm supposed to be dead. I'm not even supposed to speak right now.
Hmm.
By the grace of God, I'm alive. 8 hours the army didn't came here. Only was the police and the people. That's all. Army gone. Everything gone. Communication gone. Everything. And we were, because when the October 7 happened, nobody knew the terrorists going to infiltrate. We are
Yeah.
the first cities. Derot was the first city to record the infiltration of the Hamas. If my people in my city didn't record it, then nobody knew what is going on.
Yeah. Well, Moses, the one thing I'm gonna reiterate that you've said, and I agree 100%. If you see something that just doesn't seem right, if it's something that
Exactly.
is out of the normal, and you don't know how out of the normal it is, it just that this is not usual, or it's so unusual because it's so usual. If it's something that bothers you, say something. Okay, it's your mind telling you, hey, something's not right here. Okay, let somebody know. It's better to be mistaken and wrong than it is to be right and to try to fix the problem afterwards. It's a lot easier to go, hey, I'm sorry, than it is to go, well, hell, I missed that. And I ran into that kind of work when I was doing security work for the longest time. I kept telling people, if you see something that just it raises the hair on the back of your neck, say something. It's your it's
Right.
your
You
subconscious
have
telling
to.
you that you've got to let somebody know, because something is not right here.
Right. You have to, because there is no other choice. Then the people they're saying, hey, why you guys you didn't came? Then why you guys you didn't report it? We could be
Exactly.
here already, and we could have so much intel and know exactly what's going on. Because it
Don't
doesn't
think the
matter.
other
Even
guy.
I hope
Don't think
people
that
will
your neighbors are the
understand.
one who's going to report it because you're too
Yeah,
scared to do it. Your neighbor may not see what you see.
and that's why I'm saying people report. It doesn't matter. Even if it's a small intel, it doesn't matter. You guys, you're hearing something, a noise, something that you guys it's not normal. Report. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid to what now. You need to report to the police. You don't want to bother them. We all paying taxes. This is why we paying taxes for
Exactly.
to secure not only our neighbors, our city, everything, the infrastructure, the the water, the sewage, everything, the electricity. This is people needs to really know. Hey, the police is here. Thank God we paying taxes because the police are not bearing a sword in vain. People
Yep.
needs to be know. God gave them the authority to have the sword to make it right, to bring order, but don't be afraid, people. No need to be afraid. You're
Exactly.
hearing something? Say, speak, because every intel, every information, it's count. Every information,
Every bit. Exactly. And
every bit.
um, Chaos and I were discussing this on a different subject a little earlier. That little bits of information are important. There's nothing that's so unimportant that it's not good. Every bit of
Right.
information helps.
Be- It is true,
Yep.
And
Every bit of information helps.
I hope people will know. You guys, you heard, okay, there is something going on, shady going on in one of the buildings, bringing, I don't know, immigration that looks like, I don't want to stereotype or be a racist, but, you know, look like this or look like that, something going on. Say, speak. Don't be afraid. People should not
Yep.
be afraid.
Yep.
Ever. Ever. So
So many
whatever it
people are
is,
so afraid of being wrong, though, and that's the problem.
we're
They're
all
they're
wrong.
afraid
We're all wrong.
of being mistaken. It's like I would rather be wrong and crying wolf
Right.
than be right and nobody took action.
Right. And we're all wrong. We're humans. It is what it is.
It
It
is.
is what it is. Yeah, we're doing mistakes. It is what it is. We're not perfect. No. All the
So I
time
have
we
a
do some
question
yeah, but
about
not to
this.
be afraid. Yes.
So
Go ahead, Nina.
Dusty and Moses, if you know anything about, you know, AI programs, security programs that can detect nervous behavior of people that actually is going to do a crime. But if we don't have the AI program, what can a person, a human, look for in people that's going to do a terrorist attack, or you know, what signs are we going to look for? Thank
Well,
you.
one of the best things to look for is things that people who are either trying to um, not make eye contact with anybody. They walk into an area, go directly to do something, and they're trying not to gather attention. And by doing that, they actually make themselves more presentable to people who are, you know, normally if you walk into a crowd, you're looking around, you're keeping your eyes on something. If you notice that somebody walks into a crowd and all they do is they walk into the crowd and go straight line somewhere, they've got an intention, or
Mm,
excessive looking around.
yeah.
If they most criminals out there, people who do something wrong, they don't want to be seen, they don't want to be noticed, because that is going to get what that's going to be a trigger of what's going to stop them in the end. Okay, so either you have somebody who's trying to hide um, what they're doing, or they are looking around to see if anybody's paying attention to them. That's a big thing. Okay,
Mm,
you might have people who are working together with teams keep an eye on people if you're walking into an area, and just kind of stop and look, especially if you go shopping. Okay, get an idea of what it looks like when somebody's actually browsing through something as compared to when they look like they're browsing. And what I mean is, you could have somebody standing at a t-shirt rack looking at t-shirts. Well, they've been looking at the same damn t-shirts for 25 minutes. Are they really looking at those t-shirts for 25 minutes trying to make a decision? Is there enough t-shirts there for 25 minutes worth of looking? Or are they standing there because it happens to be close proximity to something else that's going on and they're monitoring the situation?
That was some good point.
You know, I did security work for a very long time. I've done it for what, roughly 25 years out of my 30 years of being out of the service, something like that. Significant amount of time of me doing security work, and it's a matter of, if you study people and you just do what they call people watching for a while, you get to see an idea of what people normally do when they go into public. And when you see somebody doing something that is against what normal people do, then that raises a red flag.
Yeah.
By the way, Moses, do you have the ability to turn your mic up a little bit? I noticed that you're very low.
Oh yes,
on the...
everybody's saying that. Maybe people needs to volume me up and maybe see if you will click on me and you will see user volume. Try if you can. Can you hear me now? Good.
I can hear it's the same.
It's the same.
I don't know, my friend. I mean,
it's okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my mic.
Are you using a phone or are you using computer?
No, a computer.
Okay. Check your computer settings and see if maybe your microphone sensitivity is set too low.
It's all 100%.
Okay. Did you check it also in the voice connections in the software?
Yes.
Okay.
It's all 100%. Even on the microphone,
Wow.
even on the levels, even microphone boost, it's a 30 dB plus.
Wow. Okay. Well, I don't know what to say then.
Yep. Even it's boosted up and high. Yep.
Let's take a look here. Somebody was saying something about flight radar, and I'm taking a look at it now. The flight radar, what we've got going on the flight radar is actually fairly common for this time of the day. You'll notice that you see how here in the UAE area, Qatar and Oman, there are a lot of aircraft around the airports. What you're going to notice over a short period of time here, over the next hour to 2 hours, is all this aircraft is going to land, and then it's going to take off again, and you're going to have a stream of aircraft heading to the north and not very much heading to the south from Turkey or points north. Most of that stuff is actually coming in, and it's like they're doing their layover now and getting prepared for the red-eye flights going back north. This is the normal aircraft traffic that we have for this time of day.
But yeah,
now I was also noticing that here in the chat room where we have a report that 2C is going to be going live here in, I think, about 15 minutes if I got my timestamps right. So, you know, be prepared. I don't know if Bill's going to shut down the stream or if he's just going to watch it from a separate source. That's going to be up to him when it comes. But I do know that for those of us who are in the Discord server, we're going to continue chatting regardless of what happens here on Bill's stream. I just posted a link to the Discord server, so if you guys are interested in joining us there and going through the voice chat, it's not a moderated thing. We're choosing and picking people who can come in and get on. It's up to you whether or not you want to step up to the plate and have your voice heard. and this is the one place where you could literally have your voice heard. The only thing that we ask is that if you log into the Discord, please use your YouTube screen name so we know the same people who are chatting in YouTube and who we're talking to here in the Discord. And also try to mute your microphone in between other people talking, and allowing them to have a chance to be able to get in edgewise and to speak their piece, okay? We're not moderated here on the voice chat. So if you come up and saying all kinds of weird stuff, and it's going to come across through YouTube as well. So here's your chance to literally be heard. All you have to do is log in. And again, it's the Discord server is been pasted in Skywatcher Gaming. So if you're there at this particular point in time, go ahead and click on the link and join us in the Discord server. As a matter of fact, I think I'll go ahead and see if we are still in the other Skywatcher. And if we are, we've got people in there as well. 2 people watching in here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and post this in here just so people have it. But come and join, okay? This Discord server is for everybody. It's to help keep the information flowing when we're not physically streaming online, and so that way you understand what the current news is, because we're sharing it constantly. We're giving you a platform to say, again, you might have that grain of information that nobody else has, that one little piece of the puzzle that nobody else can see, and you post it, and wow, all of a sudden we all now have information that nobody else had just a few moments ago. It's that important. So join us in this Discord, join us in the chat room. You know, we're an amazing family here. We allow for a lot of people to speak up and to say things. Try not to over moderate the channel, even though it has happened on a couple of occasions recently. But we try to let you say your piece, and you know, we're giving you the abilities to do so. So come on in and join. Now, for those of us who are also in the chat room, okay, we give you the voice. Please don't abuse it by spamming. Okay, we'll give you a couple of chances there, and try to warn you, saying, hey, look, don't over spam, don't break the topic too badly. But occasionally we do go off the rails. I mean, after all, Skywatcher Gaming is a multifaceted channel. Right now we're focusing on Middle East tensions because that's the most important subject in most people's minds. But when we're not doing this, we also have a great time as a group watching nighttime skies. We do sky watches when it comes to meteor showers, when the skies are clear enough in the area of our channel creator here, and we talk about all things space related, to include, if you notice the little gray alien guy in the background there in Skywatcher's studio, yeah, we talk about that kind of stuff too. So oh yeah, I see here, Bean. You notice that we're talking about how the Iranian Navy was sunk. Yeah, we took care of that. About 8 hours, we sunk a good chunk of their Navy, just because they decided to mess with one of our boats once, as the fat electrician would say. Hey, Bob, how you doing there today? So what's going on here in the channel? Let's see if we can. F-22s have taken off from Alaska just now. How many of them? Good night, Nina. You take care of yourself, hon. Go ahead and post the link here back for the Discord server again, just so people understand what we got going in here. Now, I'm not too sure what Bill's doing right now, but I know he was taking a small break. There's a good chance he's probably walking Tycho right now. Navy Mom, I'm assuming that you're also a spouse of a veteran or a mother of a veteran. Again, we've got our little support group going here, so if you need anything, make sure you ask. Those of us who are former military and current military spouses have got your back as much as possible. Okay, Smokey, I see the reports. They're just taking off. I don't know exactly how many. Okay. Let's see here. Flight radar again. I was noticing that that Poseidon was operating up off of Israel much earlier today. It actually had managed to make it all the way out there. So I wonder what's going on with that. If it actually landed anywhere in one of those bases or not. West One Radio, welcome.
Welcome, Dusty. Thank you.
You have been on the air with the rest of us here in the channel. Feel free to join in and chime in and join in the conversation. If you've got something that you would like to add, by all means, go ahead and take it away a little bit. I'll be more than happy to step back from the mic and let my voice cool down for a couple of minutes.
Well, I'm back now.
Alrighty.
Did I miss anything?
Well,
anything going on?
Second coming of Christ happened. I think somebody won the biggest lottery in the world.
Oh my gosh.
And somewhere we reached world peace, but I think that was overthrown. Not too sure, Bill.
Oh my gosh. Flight radar looks a little light, but the traffic is actually normal for this time.
Yeah, I was just making mention of that a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah, that's normal activity. Did Tutsi go live yet? Probably did.
He was supposed to be going live within a couple of minutes, I think. I think within 5.
You see, this is what the 10 they mentioned earlier. ABC News is now saying a senior U.S. I hate when they say this. Senior U.S. official said Iran has agreed during the Geneva talks to submit a written proposal addressing U.S. concerns, and U.S. officials are now waiting for it. And that was that 2 week within 2 weeks, and now that was 10 days. He mentioned today. So F-22s are taking off from JBER. Not sure if it's training or going somewhere. Well, I don't know what JBER is. Where is that? Excuse me, I'm live, Mom. Thanks. Thanks.
Love you, Ma.
They say love you. Even if the U.S.
Bless you all and your family.
Even if the U.S. They said they send their love back. Even if the U.S. cripples Iran's launch capability, they'll face major disruptions via regional proxies and asymmetric retaliation. That's over 100 U.S. refueling tankers have been deployed around the Middle East. This is just some of the stuff I'm reading. And they have actually the picture of the pilot I'm going to share it. Allegedly, this is the picture of the pilot in Iran that crashed. The F-5 during a training mission, because that's how they're putting it. So that's the pilot. We've been hearing about that. I think it's another night of nothing. It's already what? Almost 3 a.m. in Iran. If Iran still refused, this is the Wall Street Journal again. If Iran still refuses to comply, the U.S. would launch a broad campaign potentially aimed at removing the Iranian regime. So that's like the latest coming out.
I wish they'd hurry up.
But remember, they said they would give the counter offer proposal within 2 weeks.
Did he say that with 12-day war? Didn't he say within so long I'll make my mind up, and then it was the next day or something?
Yes,
Yeah.
You're right. 2 weeks turned into a few days.
Yeah. The Iranian people, it breaks my heart that I mean, they're going out, they're brave, going out in the streets and protesting. And I mean, Trump, bless him, I mean, he did say quite a while ago, we're locked and ready. Keep protesting. They have done, and nothing's happened. So, they're watching that earlier on Tuesday, where they're going into the, was it the colleges or something, and taking out the kids from there. Brutal.
The thing is, as you can see, this is going to be like a large scale operation. They want to make sure they have everything in place. They want to make sure
that, and I totally do, but it's just every day it just seems like more are getting killed, and it's just awful.
It's sad.
May God bless your mom, Bill.
What's that?
May God bless your mom.
Mom is she left the room, thank gosh. Oh, we
may God bless her.
Oh, we go back and forth. Thank you for saying that. We go back and forth. Trust me, it's like a sitcom in this house at times.
I love it. I do. Me chuckle every time.
But there's not really much coming out now. It's actually really quiet. I said that, and something came out. What just happened? Oh, they're coming out with more. Oh, it's that letter to the UN. We already showed that. That's what they're posting now. The United States will bear full and direct responsibility for any unpredictable and uncontrolled consequences. That's the gist of it. But other than that, it's quiet. Go ahead.
I say, do they really think they can beat the US? I mean, it's delusional. They really are delusional. They might as well just give up now.
I don't know if it's necessarily defeating the US. I think they want to cause as much chaos and mayhem as possible for so many. Specifically the Israelis, but their plan is just cause. What's that?
I'd like to disagree with you. I think they actually do. I think they do believe that they can defeat the United States. Keep in mind, this is a theocracy. They believe that God is behind them. And,
that's true.
And ultimately this is the decision of God whether or not they live or die, and just the act of trying alone is going to get them into heaven and get them the reward. They're hoping for a death.
You're right about that. It's a holy war. It really is. To them, it's a holy war. This is what's meant to be to take on the great Satan. You're right.
Do they think they can win? Yeah, I do believe they think they can win, because I mean, take a look at Israel. Israel is a small country that has defeated some pretty major nasty powers in the past. And
let me just one thing.
Go right ahead.
If that is the aim is to obliterate Israel, and all the Jews got all the power they say they've got, done it. I don't understand, because you know, by that whoever, but they've got to obliterate Israel. They've not done it already then. Doesn't
Like I said,
make
I
any
think
sense to me.
it's a holy war that they believe that they're fighting.
Yep.
You know, and to them, one of two things is probably true. Now, somebody who's a Muslim might be able to help correct, you know, my ideal or my understanding of their theology, but just the sheer act of trying is godly in their mind. It doesn't matter whether they win, lose, or indifferent. Just the sheer act of trying is going to be godly, and they believe that so long as God is on their sides, they have a chance of winning. This is just, you know, my understanding of Islam, but you know, we're fighting a theology here. We're not just fighting people. We're fighting a theology, a fundamental understanding of what they believe their purpose on the planet is for God.
Shay says the IRGC will use schools for military meeting points, and all the people who are asked why Israel bombed schools. Yeah, they're going to use that, mosques, the typical the playbook, hospitals. You know what they're going to do. You know, and they're going to put stuff in heavily populated areas so that if it's targeted, it raises the cost for civilian lives. They're going to do everything like that. You know that.
Well, I'm going to go off for a bit because Tuesday's just started.
Go for it. I may take a break myself. We've been on for a few hours. Maybe I'll do that as well. We'll all take a break here.
Yes.
I think all of us do need a break. I think at this point. But I want to thank all of you in chat. I want to thank everybody here on Discord, whether you're on the call or in the chat. And we'll take a little break. And maybe we'll come back in a little while. If anything comes up and, you know, important news, then we'll come back. So love to everybody. Be
I
well.
might mention you again, Bill, on Tuesday.
Bill, thanks for the opportunity to allow voices from people who are not you to actually be streaming through your channel. It is it's a great thing. Thank you, buddy.
It's a global community, and it's all about all of us together. That's what this comes down to. All right, everybody. I'm going to end the stream now, and have a great